Good morning, my name is Jack Todd.
And I'm Josh Richardson, and these are your Solent Sports News headlines.
Texas officials are investigating a tragedy that occurred yesterday morning in Austin, Texas. Dallas Cowboys defensive end, Marshall Nealand, committed suicide Thursday night. His family said there were warning signs surrounding the 24-year-old's mental health before his death. Officials say that Nealand took his own life after failing to stop for a traffic violation. This comes after he scored his first league touchdown on Monday night. And if you've been affected by any of the issues in this story, you can check out mental health support groups.
Thomas Tuchel has just announced his final England squad for 2025, with Bournemouth midfielder Alex Scott getting his first senior call-up. Scott was part of the England under-21s team that were victorious at the Euros in the summer. Adam Morton, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden are all back in the squad for the qualifying games against Serbia and Albania.
11 people were arrested last night ahead of Aston Villa's Europa League game against Maccabi Tel Aviv. Last month, Tel Aviv fans were banned from attending the game at Villa Park due to safety concerns. More than 700 police officers from 25 forces were sent to the stadium.
Continuing on with the Europa League, Aston Villa beat Maccabi Tel Aviv 2-0, whereas Nottingham Forest drew 0-0 in Austria against Sturm Graz, with Morgan Gibbs-White missing a penalty. Rangers, who are rock bottom of the league phase, suffered another defeat as they lost 2-0 to Roma, while Celtic were heavily beaten in Denmark 3-0 by Midtjylland. In the Conference League, Crystal Palace returned to winning ways and their first ever European win at Selhurst Park after beating Alkmaar 3-1 for an Ismaili Sarr brace. Aberdeen got their first point of the campaign as they drew 0-0 to AEK Larnaca.
Liverpool will host Manchester City in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. The champions are 1 point behind City and are off the back of 2 wins in the week. Manager Arne Slot has delivered some important team news, including the fitness of Alexander Isak.
He will train for the first time today with the team again, so after being 3 weeks out. So I know that I said 3 weeks ago his pre-season has ended, so now it's time for us to see where he is. But I have to come back to those words, because if you're 3 weeks only with the rehab, that doesn't bring you back to the levels he was 3 weeks ago. Although our rehab team is doing an incredible job, but you cannot compare rehab with games of football or training sessions with the team.
Ahead of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, McLaren driver Oscar Piastri has hit out at Verstappen's recent comments, saying he's able to stand up for himself after Verstappen questioned whether he needed to be more assertive. The Australian believes he still has what it takes to win the World Championship after slipping 1 point behind teammate Lando Norris in Mexico City.
Moving on to cricket, former Zimbabwe captain and current opening batter Sean Williams has ended his international career as he enters a rehabilitation programme to treat drug addiction. He had previously pulled out of a T20 side before a World Cup Africa qualifier in September, and during an internal investigation, he disclosed that he has been struggling with drug addiction and has voluntarily entered rehabilitation. Zimbabwe Cricket said the all-rounder had made himself unavailable for national selection and that the Zimbabwe Cricket Board would not pick him again. 39-year-old Williams has scored almost 9,000 runs and taken more than 150 wickets across all 3 formats of the game for his country.
The Grand Slam of Darts gets underway this weekend and is one of the last tournaments before the World Championships at Alexander Palace next month. The players are split into 8 groups of 4, with the top 2 of each group going through to a knockout stage. The final will be played in Wolverhampton on Sunday the 16th of November. That is all for now, but don't forget to check out our website, Solent Sports News, for more live updates. See you at 1:30.